You may start now, sir.
So very good morning, all my dear student. कैसे हैं बेटा आप सभी लोग? So please tell me what topic we have studied in the last session so that we can continue the same. Which topic we have studied in the last session, beta, so that we can continue the same session in today's session also. Please communicate me fast. I think we should start a very important topic. If the last topic is completed from our end, a very important topic, marginal costing. What do you say? A very important topic, marginal costing. Let's start this topic, marginal costing. Okay, so this is a decision making technique. First of all, please write down in your copy, beta. First of all, please write down in your copy, marginal costing. Please give the heading in your copy, marginal costing. Write down the very first point. This is a technique. This is a technique used for, this is a technique used for short-term decision making. This is a technique used for short-term decision making. तो जब भी organization को, if they want to take a short-term decision, short-term means a decision which will impact for a period of 12 months or less, 12 months or less, then this technique will be used known as marginal costing. Many new concept we will study in this particular topic. The first one will be for a businessman. At what level of sale the businessman will be able to break even, means the businessman को कितनी यूनिट बेचना पड़ेगा so that there will be no profit, no loss to the businessman. This concept of marginal costing will provide you the guidance. If a businessman wants to earn a profit of say 1 lakh rupee, this technique of marginal costing will provide you the answer that how many unit should be sold in order to earn a profit of say rupee 1 lakh. If the businessman wants to temporarily shut down the business due to the recession in the economy or the bad industrial environment or anything, if the shutdown is a temporarily one, then this concept will guide you whether it is advantageous from the financial viewpoint, whether to temporarily shut down the business or not. Then every organization is facing the problem of key factor. Yes, key factor means demand of that resources is more than the availability. Demand of that resources is more than the availability. So this technique of marginal costing will guide you how the key factor resources should be utilized in an optimum manner. Whenever I say the optimum manner, it means the best utilization of available key factor resources so that our profit will be maximized. हम अपने profit को maximize कर पाए, उसके लिए हम ये वाली technique use करते हैं. Then there are many different concepts also. Merged break even point. If two or more organizations are merging, then how they will calculate their break even point or the desired turnover. This concept will provide you the concept. Okay, and a very important concept, that is PVR, profit volume ratio. If my volume increases, whether my all the cost, including the variable and fixed cost, will also increase due to increase in the volume. This chapter will guide you that which cost will increase in which proportion due to the increase in the volume. So overall, a superb technique. Very important concept is also there, indifference point. Whenever the organization is evaluating two proposals. They have to select on either of them. है ना? So they are evaluating two proposals. One proposal is having lower variable cost per unit, while the other proposal is having higher variable cost per unit. And but the advantage of the other proposal is providing lower fixed cost. So there are two proposal. The proposal one is having the advantage of lower variable cost per unit, while the other proposal is having the advantage of lower fixed cost total. So this technique will provide you the guidance. So my dear student, this is a very important technique available in the your syllabus that will make yourself ready how a management will take a short-term decision related to the business. Okay, so let's start the lecture. First of all, there is a word contribution, which is unique to this particular topic. No question of marginal costing can be solved without computing the terminology contribution. So what is contribution? Contribution is the excess of revenue over the variable cost. जब हम सेल में से वेरिएबल कॉस्ट को डिडक्ट करते हैं, मैंने कॉस्ट नहीं बोला, I have said variable cost. When we deduct the variable cost from the sale, whatever amount remain, that is known as contribution. So please write down in your copy beta the first point. Contribution is the difference between contribution is the difference between sale price and variable cost. Contribution is the difference between sale price and variable cost. Write down second point. If you are having beta red pen, please use that pen to write down this point. This point is very important. This point is very important. Please write down through other color pens and preferably red pen. This contribution will help the organization. This contribution will help the organization to first recover the fixed cost and once and once and once the fixed cost is completely recovered, and once the fixed cost is completely recovered, and once the fixed cost is completely recovered, comma, this contribution will generate the profit. This contribution will generate the profit. Next point, beta, please write down. Third point. If contribution is expressed in rupee terms, if contribution is expressed in rupee terms, comma, when the same is expressed in percentage terms, when the fame is expressed in percentage terms, it's known as PVR, profit volume ratio. The same is known as PVR, profit volume ratio. So the formula of PVR will be PVR is equal to contribution divided by sales into 100. Contribution divided by sales into 100. It is nothing. PVR is nothing but contribution expressed in percentage term. वही contribution को अगर मैं rupees में बोलूंगा, it is known as contribution. When the same contribution is expressed in percentage terms, then that is known as PVR, profit volume ratio. Okay, so this is the formula of PVR. Profit volume ratio is equal to contribution divided by sales. Now, next concept is break even point. Please write down next point, break even point. What do you mean by break even point? The level of sale, the level of sale at which organization will earn, the level of sale at which organization will earn no additional profit, no additional मतलब कि no profit, no loss, at which the organization will earn no profit, no loss. Next point लिखिए बेटा. The basic purpose of break-even point, the basic purpose of break-even point is to recover the fixed cost of the organization. Please write down the formula of break-even point. If you want to calculate the break-even point in units, the formula will be fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. In the word contribution per unit, beta, we have already recovered the variable cost. There are two costs in the organization. The first one is the variable cost and the second one is the fixed cost. While calculating the contribution per unit, we have already recovered the variable portion of the cost. Now we have to recover the fixed portion of the cost. Once the fixed cost of the organization is recovered, then we can say that yes, we are at break-even point. No profit, no loss. Anything beyond break-even sale will definitely generate profit for the organization. Okay, but if you want to calculate the break-even point in rupee denomination, then the formula will be undoubtedly we have to recover the fixed cost. Now the denominator will be PVR, profit वॉल्यूम रेशो। क्लियर है बच्चों ये? चलो लिखो, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट लिखिए आप, MOS। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट लिखिए आप, MOS, मार्जिन ऑफ सेफ्टी। नेक्स्ट कंसेप्ट इज मार्जिन ऑफ सेफ्टी। लिखिए बेटा, इसके बारे में लिखिए, सेल्स बियॉन्ड, सेल्स बियॉन्ड द break even sale, sales beyond the break even sale is known as margin of safety. Sales beyond, sales beyond the break even sale is known as margin of safety. नेक्स्ट लाइन में लिखे, higher the margin of safety of the organization, higher the margin of safety of the organization, higher will be the profitability. Higher the margin of safety of the organization, comma, higher will be the profitability. थर्ड पॉइंट में फॉर्मूला लिख दीजिए बेटा, व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला ऑफ MOS? MOS is equal to total sales minus BEP sales. Total sales minus BEP sale. It one thing is clear. If you achieved the break-even sale, then only your margin of safety will start. In no case, margin of safety will be in the negative terms. Okay. So whenever you achieve the break-even sale, from the very next unit, whatever contribution you are earning, that will be equal to margin of safety. Okay. And write down one very, very important concept. Please write down one very, very important concept. Marginal cost statement. A very simple statement, but trust me, my dear friends, this is very useful while solving any question of marginal costing. Okay, the format is sales minus variable cost. This will be equal to contribution. We have just understood this terminology. Ki contribution is the difference between sale and variable cost. Okay, minus fixed cost. This will be your profit. So the concept is very simple. If we deduct variable cost from the sale, we will get the contribution. If we deduct fixed cost from the contribution, we will get the profit. Okay. Now, this is the ultimate concept of this particular chapter. I am writing is extended marginal cost statement. Extended marginal cost statement. Okay. So break-even point and MOS. If I write the same point here, because it is also a marginal cost statement. So if I write down this point here, now it's very important. Please listen what I want to communicate to you. There will be sales. We will deduct variable cost from the sale to get the contribution. Then we will deduct fixed cost to get the profit. What is important for in this concept? Just give me a few minutes. I will communicate to you. Now, this is something very, very important. Please try to clearly understood this point. This is the most important concept. Here we are getting the amount 0. Also at MOS sale, the fixed cost will be 0. How it's possible? Can anyone please communicate me the answer? ये कैसे possible है कि सेल में से वेरिएबल कॉस्ट घटाया हमने, कंट्रीब्यूशन आया, कंट्रीब्यूशन में से हमने फिक्स कॉस्ट घटाया, लेकिन फिक्स कॉस्ट सिर्फ और सिर्फ हमने ब्रेक इवन सेल पे लिया. We are considered zero fixed cost at the sale about the break even point, that is margin of safety. और जो भी प्रॉफिट हम कमा रहे हैं वो एमओएस सेल पर कमा रहे हैं. ब्रेक इवन सेल पर हमारा प्रॉफिट या लॉस 0 आ रहा है मालिक, प्रॉफिट भी और लॉस भी, इधर प्रॉफिट और लॉस. हाउ इट्स पॉसिबल बेटा? कैन एनीवन प्लीज कम्युनिकेट टू मी? ये कैसे पॉसिबल है? पूछिए जरा. I will not tell you the logic unless and until you will participate with me, because it's very important that there should be a two-way communication. Then only the topic will be comfortable to my lovely students. Anyone from you? How it's possible? My dear friend, the logic is very simple. At break-even point, we are saying that there will be no profit, no loss. There will be no profit, no loss. Neither there will be a profit nor there will be a loss. The amount will always be 0 in the last column. Okay. Now, so technically, what conclusion we can draw from this particular point, that suppose the contribution is 1000 rupee. Can you tell me, if the contribution at break-even point is 1000 rupee, then what will be the amount of fixed cost? If the contribution at break-even point is 1000 rupee, then what will be the amount of fixed cost? It's very interesting and very simple point. Technically, unless and until the contribution at break-even point and the amount of fixed cost are equal, there cannot be said to be a break-even point, because mathematically, when both this point are 100% same, then only that sale will generate no profit, no loss. If there is a difference between contribution at break-even point and the fixed cost, then either there will be a profit, CW, then either there will be a profit or there will be a loss. But in this particular case, my dear student, since this is a break-even point, always contribution at break-even point will always be equal to the fixed cost of the organization. Hope this point is clear to you, beta. Please write down this very important concept, because based on this, multiple formulas will be revised. Just now we have understood the formula of profit volume ratio as simple as contribution divided by sale. Now, with this particular concept, you will be delighted to know how many variation in the PVR will be done based on this particular concept. Okay, so write down beta this very, very important concept based on this extended marginal cost statement. At break-even point, contribution will always be equal to fixed cost. There is no exception to this particular concept. No exception whatsoever. At break-even point, my contribution at break-even point will always be equal to fixed cost. Now I will tell you where the student commit mistake. Okay. If I read now that contribution is equal to fixed cost, it will be completely wrong. When contribution will be equal to fixed cost, you have to remember this point only and only at break-even point. We are not saying that contribution will always be equal to fixed cost at any level of sale. No, my dear friend, contribution will always be equal to fixed cost only and only at break-even sale. Okay. Now, second point, can we say at MOF, can you please communicate me, beta? At margin of safety, contribution will always be equal to. Please communicate. At MOF, at margin of safety, contribution will always be equal to. Please tell me. Contribution will always be equal to profit. Why? Because at break-even point, we have recovered the complete fixed cost of the organization. हमने break even point पे पूरी की पूरी fixed cost recover कर लिया. Now the basic characteristics of fixed cost is that if there is an increase in the volume, then my total fixed cost will change or will not change. Please communicate me. अगर मैं अपना वॉल्यूम बढ़ा रहा हूं, if my volume increases beyond the break even sale, what will be the characteristics of the fixed cost? Whether the fixed cost will change in totality or it will remain same. So definitely it will remain same because fixed cost will not change due to change in volume. Now at MOF, our volume increasing. So due to increase in the volume, there will be no change in the fixed cost. That's why the fixed cost amount at MOF sale will be zero because the fixed cost of the complete period has already been recovered at break even point. Clear? Okay. Now, so technically, what will happen now, beta? Technically, if I earn a contribution of say 800 rupee at MOF, since there will be no fixed cost at MOF sale, so my contribution of 800 minus fixed cost of rupee 0, so 800 minus 0, so it will always be at MOF, contribution will be equal to profit. There is no exception to this rule, but I want every student not to mug up this point like this, that contribution is equal to fixed cost. No, you have to say that contribution is equal to fixed cost only and only at break-even point, and when contribution is equal to profit only and only at MOS sale. क्लियर है बच्चों ये वाला पॉइंट आपको? चलो बच्चों बढ़ते हैं अब अपन आगे. Now. What is the basic formula of PVR? Can you tell me once again, beta? What is the basic formula of PVR? पीवीआर का बेसिक फॉर्मूला क्या है? पीवीआर का बेसिक फॉर्मूला है द बेसिक फॉर्मूला इज contribution divided by sale. Whenever I say the word sale, it always means the total sale. Whenever I say the word sales, it always means the total sale of the organization. Now, if we want to apply this formula, this concept, that at break-even point, my contribution will be equal to fixed cost. So the modified formula will be, the modified formula of PVR will be, if I want to take in the denominator break-even sale, while the original concept is contribution divided by sales into 100, if in the modified formula of PVR, I will use the break-even sale instead of the total sale, then you know that at break-even sale, contribution will always be equal to fixed cost. So this is the modified formula of profit volume ratio. Clear? अब चलिए बेटा. Now the ball is in your hand. Now can you please communicate to me what will be the modified formula if we apply the concept of at MOF contribution is equal to profit? Can you please tell me now how the formula will be modified? The basic formula is contribution divided by sales into 100. Now, how the modified formula will be done in case we know the concept that at MOF contribution will always be equal to the profit. Please communicate to me, beta. I'm waiting for your answer. बोलो मेरे बच्चों. तो अब देखिए, अब मैं यहाँ पे सेल के बदले एमओएफ सेल रख रहा हूं. तो आई नो दैट एट एमओएफ सेल माय कंट्रीब्यूशन will always be equal to profit. At MOF sale, my contribution will always be equal to profit. Clear है बेटा? Whether the formula is clear to each and everyone, how the formula has been derived relating to PVR. क्या अब हम आगे बढ़े? चलिए. Now write down one more formula of this concept. If we want to calculate the desired sale, then first of all, we will use fixed cost. We will recover fixed cost. Once the fixed cost is recovered, then only we can earn the profit. So fixed cost divided by desired profit divided by, if we want to calculate in unit, it will be contribution per unit. If we want to calculate in rupee, then it will be PVR. Write down beta this point in your copy. Write down this point in your copy. In this chapter, in this particular chapter, if we want to find out the answer in units, if we want to find out the answer in units, comma, We will take contribution per unit. We will take contribution per unit in denominator, in denominator, and if we want to take, if we want to calculate the final answer in rupee terms, if we want to calculate the final answer in rupee terms, comma, we will use PVR in the denominator. We will use PVR in the denominator. Okay, so let's solve some questions on this and then we will move further. Okay, let's start question number third. Question number third. Okay, chill. The sports material manufacturing company budgeted the following data for the coming year. Sales has been given to you. The sale units are 1 lakh. And it's just a coincidence that the sale revenue is also rupee 1 lakh. What does this indicate? It indicates that the selling price, the selling price is rupee 1. अगर हम 1 लाख रुपए का रेवेन्यू कमा रहे हैं by selling 1 lakh unit, it means the selling price is rupee 1. Now tell me, my dear student, what will be the variable cost per unit? Because the variable cost will always be calculated on per unit denomination. So if 40,000 rupee is spent to manufacture 1 lakh unit, it means our variable cost is 0.4. Clear है? फिर fixed cost we always denominated in total terms only. So fixed cost is rupee 50,000. Okay. Write down one more important point, beta. Before solving, if you are having the red pen, use that pen, beta. It's very important in this particular chapter. Any question on marginal costing, first calculate contribution per unit and PVR. Very important point now. Whether or not the question asked for the same. क्योंकि मेरे बच्चों इसके बिना आपका कोई भी क्वेश्चन मार्जिनल कॉस्टिंग का कंप्लीट होता ही नहीं है. Unless and until you are able to find out this two data, contribution per unit and PVR, you cannot proceed further. तो बहुत जरूरी है आपके लिए कि आप कंट्रीब्यूशन पर यूनिट और पीवीआर दोनों निकाले, चाहे क्वेश्चन बोले या ना बोले, because these are the basic data based on which all the formulas, all the calculation of marginal costing will be done. Clear? Okay. Now I am giving you some time to solve this particular three data on your own. You have to calculate the PV ratio. You have to calculate the break-even point. Also, you have to calculate it. You are required to calculate the margin of safety. Okay. Total fail has been given to you. Once simply the break-even point you find out, you will be able to find out the margin of safety. So I'm giving you a maximum of 3 minutes to solve this particular question. Requirement part number A. Then we will move towards requirement part number 2. Okay. Shall last 1 minute, beta. Please try to find out all the three data: PV ratio, break-even point, and margin of safety. Okay. So what if the answer? Please communicate to me. Sir, the PV ratio is 60%. The PV ratio is 60%. The break-even point will be 50,000 divided by 60%. So what will be the break-even point? 50,000 divided by 60%. It is 83,333 minus 1 lakh rupee. It will provide you the margin of safety. Clear, beta? Now, this is very, very important. This is very, very important. Evaluate the effect of. You have been given multiple situation in this particular question, and you have to evaluate whether the PV ratio, whether the break-even point, whether the margin of safety will change. So let's understood this point. PV ratio, when PV ratio will change. Please give the heading in your copy. When PV ratio will change. When PV ratio will change. If there is a change in the sale price and variable cost per unit, if there is a change in the sale price and variable cost per unit, comma, PVR will change. Full stop. Next line में लिखे, in other words, if there is a change in the sales volume, if there is a change in the sales volume or the fix or change in the fixed cost, if there is a change in the sales volume or change in the fixed cost, comma, PVR will not change. PVR will not change. तो दो ही सिचुएशन है जिसमें मेरा पीवीआर चेंज होता है माय डियर. तो ये आप एक बार अपने लेवल पे करेंगे बेटा. बढ़िया पॉइंट है, आपको सभी पे इंपैक्ट बताना है, पीवी रेशियो पे भी, ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट पे भी और मार्जिन ऑफ सेफ्टी पे भी. ठीक है, चलिए. नाउ देयर इज वन मोर फॉर्मूला related to PV ratio. Whenever the sale of two period is given to you, you can apply this formula. The formula is, please write down one more formula of PV ratio. You're adding new formula of PV ratio. पहले लिख दो when it will be applicable. Please write down beta when it will be applicable. Applicability. If we have been given data of two period, That period can be a month, that period can be a year. अगर दो period का हमें data दिया है, then definitely this concept will be applicable. If we have been given data of 2 period, दो period का अगर हमें data दिया है, तो ये वाला concept लगेगा. What if the formula? The formula of PVR is equal to change in total profit divided by change in total sales into 100. Change in total profit divided by change in total sales into 100. क्लियर? चलिए, क्या लॉजिक है इसका? अगर आप लॉजिक देखना चाहे तो देखिए, अल्टीमेटली फॉर्मूला तो वही है बेटा, कंट्रीब्यूशन डिवाइडेड बाय सेल्स इनटू 100. ये जो बेसिक फॉर्मूला है, इसी को मॉडिफाइड वर्जन है चेंज इन टोटल प्रॉफिट डिवाइडेड बाय चेंज इन टोटल सेल. आई विल गिव एन एग्जांपल टू यू दैट suppose you have been given 10,000 units and 15,000 units. दो यूनिट मालिक आपको दिया है, 10,000 यूनिट और 15,000 यूनिट. ठीक है. सेल्स इज गिवन टू यू 5 लाख, 7,50,000 माइनस वेरिएबल कॉस्ट से 3 लाख रुपी, 4,50,000. So this we called contribution. Contribution is 2 lakh. Contribution is 3 lakh. Minus fixed cost. Say fixed cost is 70,000 rupee. So due to the change in the volume, the characteristics of the fixed cost is that it will remain same. It will not change due to the increase or decrease in volume. So it is 1,30,000 and 2,30,000. This is your profit. So tell me, my dear friend, what is the formula we have just written out? The formula we have just written out is change in total profit divided by change in total sale. Can you tell me what is the difference in the amount of sale? It is 2,50,000. It is 2,50,000. Change in the amount of sale is 2,50,000. Okay. What is the change in the total profit? Can you please tell me? What is the change in the total profit? The profit has been increased by rupee 1 lakh. Okay. The profit has been increased by rupee 1 lakh. Okay. Whether the profit has been increased by rupee 1 lakh और the contribution has been increased by rupee 1 lakh. सोच के बताना बेटा, प्रॉफिट 1 lakh से बड़ा है मालिक या कंट्रीब्यूशन 1 लाख से बड़ा है? बस ये पॉइंट अगर आप समझ लिए तो यू विल गेट द लॉजिक ऑफ द फॉर्मूला, modified formula, change in total profit divided by change in total sale. Whether the profit has been increased by 1 lakh or the contribution has been increased by 1 lakh, my dear friend, indirectly the contribution has been increased by 1 lakh because you can check here. The contribution is 2 lakh and now the contribution is 3 lakh. So the contribution has been increased by 1 lakh rupee while while there is no change in the fixed cost, there is an increase in contribution. There is an increase in contribution by 1 lakh rupee, but there is no increase in fixed cost. Fixed cost कितने से बढ़ी है मालिक? 0 से बढ़ी है. तो increase in contribution is 1 lakh minus increase in fixed cost is 0. So eventually increase in profit will be 1 lakh rupee. Although we are writing the formula change in total profit, but that is in true sense change in the total contribution, because whatever amount the profit has been changed, the same amount first has been changed by the contribution. पहले contribution का total amount change हुआ है, उसके बाद हमारी fixed cost same थी, then the same amount is reflecting in increase in profit element. Clear है my dear friend? चलो मेरे बच्चों, है ना? तो ये नया फॉर्मूला है बेटा, इसके आधार पे अपन बहुत आसानी से ये वाला क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं मालिक. और एक और पॉइंट लिखिए बेटा, जब आपने मार्जिनल कॉस्ट स्टेटमेंट निकाला था, यहीं पे आप एक और पॉइंट लिखे, कहीं पे लिखिए इसको स्टार बना के. दिस स्टेटमेंट विल बी यूजफुल इन द फॉलोइंग टू सिचुएशन. दिस स्टेटमेंट will be useful in the following two situations. To find out the profit, second point, to find out any missing data. And any missing data. कोई भी डेटा अगर आपको इस चैप्टर में कोई भी डेटा अननोन है, and if you want to find out the data, then the same data can easily be find out with the help of marginal cost statement. Okay. So my dear friend, I'm giving you complete 5 minutes of time to solve this particular question number 7 on your own. It's a very, very achievable question. When I think from the student viewpoint, there is nothing that you require the help of a teacher. Okay. So each and every formula has been noted down in your copy by me. Now it's time to apply that formula. So I'm giving you complete 5 minutes of time. First of all, you should try on your own, and then we will discuss whether there is an area in which you require the help of mine. Okay. चलिए. Last 2 minutes, beta. Please try to solve each and every requirement part from point number 1 to point number 6. चलिए देखिए सबसे पहले we have to calculate the PV ratio. So the formula that will be applied in this particular question is change in total profit divided by change in total sale. So change in total profit is 5,000 rupee divided by change in sale is 20,000 rupee multiply by 100. So it will be equal to 25%. Okay. So to calculate the break-even point, we require the fixed cost, but fixed cost is not available. I already told you, whenever you have to find out the profit or you have to find out any missing data, please take the help of marginal cost statement. It will definitely clear each and every point of yours. Okay. So I will prepare marginal cost statement for any year. It doesn't matter whether the fixed cost is to be find out from 2014 or 2015. The basic concept is this: unless otherwise stated, fixed cost in total will remain same. है ना? So we are preparing for 2014 same. So we have been given the sales. It's 1,50,000 minus variable cost contribution. The contribution percentage is given to you 25%. So 1,50,000 multiplied by 25%, it will be equal to 37,500. And please write down, my dear friend, one more point in your copy. This is very important. This is very important. Please write it down. If we know the PVR, if we know the PVR, comma, we can easily calculate. If we know the PVR, we can easily calculate the variable cost ratio. पूरा फुल फॉर्म लिख दीजिएगा और फिर ब्रैकेट में लिखिएगा इसका एब्रीविएशन. We can easily find out the variable cost ratio and write down in bracket abbreviation VCR. Because, comma, because PVR plus VCR will always be equal to 100%. PVR और VCR मिलके हमेशा ही 100% होता है. क्लियर है? चलो बेटा, हालांकि इस क्वेश्चन में अभी अपने को इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, लेकिन यू नेवर नो आपको इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट कब जरूरत पड़े। दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव रिटन दैट पॉइंट। माइनस फिक्स कॉस्ट, तो ये आ जाता है प्रॉफिट। वी हैव बीन गिवन द प्रॉफिट ऑफ दिस पीरियड, द प्रॉफिट ऑफ दिस पीरियड इज 20,000 रुपी। सो माय डियर फ्रेंड, इन द बैलेंसिंग फिगर we can easily find out the fixed cost as rupee 17,500. Okay, so fixed cost will be 17,500 divided by 0.25. So it will be 70,000 rupee of break even sale. क्लियर है? चलो, फिर हमें सेल्स पूछा है, इट मींस डिजायर्ड सेल्स का फॉर्मूला लगाना है। तो द फॉर्मूला ऑफ डिजायर्ड सेल इज 17,500 plus what profit we have to earn, 40,000 rupee divided by PVR of rupee 40, not rupee 40, it's 40%. So it will be 57,500 divided by 0.25 है, not 4. It is 0.25. So it will be 2,30,000 rupee of sale if required to earn a total profit of rupee 40,000. Okay. Now we have to find out the profit. So to calculate the profit, we have to do a statement known as marginal cost statement. Sales minus variable cost is known as contribution, minus fixed cost, it is profit. So sales is 2,50,000. Contribution is 25%. So it will be 62,500. Fixed cost is 17,500. So my dear friend, the profit will be 45,000 rupees. क्लियर है? अब हमें पूछा है मार्जिन ऑफ सेफ्टी एट ए टोटल प्रॉफिट ऑफ 50,000, है ना? सो द फॉर्मूला ऑफ margin of safety is total sale minus BP sale. So BP will remain same. Undoubtedly, whether the volume will increase or decrease, BP will remain same undoubtedly. But my total profit will change. तो मुझे पूछा है margin of safety. For first of all, through desired formula, we will calculate the total sale to earn a profit of rupees 50,000. So whatever amount we will get, we will deduct a break even point. Now, the other point is just we will learn a modified formula of PVR. PVR is equal to profit divided by MOS. So PVR we know it's 25%. So profit is 50,000 divided by MOS. So you can easily calculate through this formula that MOS is rupee 2 lakh. Clear है? चलिए. Next question. चलिए बेटा. Once again, I am giving you time. 5 minutes I am giving to you to solve this particular question on your own. Question number 8. The basic purpose behind giving time to student is, my logic is very simple. I am very firm on that, that unless and until my students try this question on their own, they will not be able to identify their mistake. Once they have identified their mistake, then I'm quite sure the same mistake they will not repeat in the examination. So it's very, very important that whenever I give time to you to solve on your own, you must try. Whether the answer is correct or wrong, it doesn't matter. What matter is you're given your more than 100% in the question. That's more than enough for me. And once the 5 minute time is over, definitely we will discuss the solution part. So you will be able to compare where you have committed the mistake. Okay, beta? Chali. So 5 minutes I am giving to you to solve this question number 8. Last 1 minute, beta, you are requested to solve all the 4 points that have been asked in the question. Okay, beta. So first of all, again, in this particular question, you have to apply the same formula, that is the modified formula, change in total profit divided by change in total sale. So now you have to first calculate the profit in this particular question. Okay. So sale difference is rupees 5,000. It has been given to you. Sale difference is given to you, that if it is rupees 5,000. Now the total cost for you to find out the profit, this is 5,000 rupee and this is 7,000 rupee. So the difference in profit is 2,000 rupee. Now the PVR formula will apply, change in total profit divided by change in total sale. So it will be equal to 40%. Now whenever you have to find out anything, you have to prepare a marginal cost statement. So we will prepare the marginal cost statement. We can prepare either for period 1 or period 2. It doesn't matter. Fixed cost will remain same. So if I take the sale as 45,000 rupee, my contribution will be 40%. So 45,000 into 40%, it will be equal to 18,000. Okay. I know the profit is 5,000. So in the balancing figure, I will be able to find out fixed cost as 13,000 rupee balancing figure. Clear है बेटा? Now we can easily calculate fixed cost. ये आ गई आपकी 13,000. Now ब्रेक इवन सेल जो आपको पूछा है वो पूरा 2015 का पूछा है. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो फिक्स कॉस्ट फॉर द कंप्लीट ईयर विल बी 26,000 रुपी. तो ध्यान दीजिएगा बेटा, आपको कंप्लीट ईयर का पूछा है. कैलकुलेट फॉर द ईयर 2015. आपको एक पीरियड का नहीं पूछा, आपको दोनों पीरियड का पूछा है. तो अगर 6 महीने की फिक्स कॉस्ट 13,000 रुपए है, तो अगले 6 महीने की फिक्स कॉस्ट भी 13,000 रुपए है. So the total fixed cost is rupee 26,000. So my break even point is 26,000 divided by zero point 0.4. So what is the answer? 26,000 divided by zero point 0.4 is equal to 65,000 rupee. MOF is total sale. Total sale is 45,000 plus 50,000. It is 95,000 minus 65,000. So 95,000 minus 65,000. So my margin of safety will be 30,000 rupee. Clear hai beta? But the question I've asked you find out the same in percentage per term. So that is 30,000 divided by 95,000. You have to calculate it in percentage terms. So it will be, my dear friend, 31.57 percentage. Clear hai? Sure. Now again, I'm giving you time to solve this question on your own. Question number 9. Again, I'm giving you 5 minutes of time, beta, and I'm expecting that each and every student is following my request that you have to solve this question on your own, and then only you will be able to identify the mistake, identify the area in which you have to work upon, beta. है ना? चलिए. चलिए माय डियर स्टूडेंट, तो देखिए सबसे पहले आपको ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट निकालना था. यू हैव बीन गिवन द डिटेल फॉर द हाफ ईयर एंडेड 30th June 2015. Okay. So fixed cost is given, sale is given, and profit is given. And in the second half of the year, the company has projected a loss of 10,000. So the first requirement part is related to the first 6 months. You have to calculate the break-even point and the MOF. First of all, I already make you note it down that you have to calculate the PVR. Without the PVR, you cannot profit further. So in this particular question, PVR is simply contribution divided by sales into 100. So although the word contribution is not given, but it's very simple. You know, sale minus variable cost, contribution आता है. Contribution में से आप fixed cost minus करते हैं, profit आता है. In this case, do just reverse working, that profit plus fixed cost will be equal to the contribution. So my contribution is 75,000 rupee divided by 1,50,000 into 100. So it will be 50%. So I can easily calculate the break-even point. The break-even point, the fixed cost is rupees 45,000 divided by 0.5. So the break-even point is 90,000 rupee. And margin of safety, we have been given the total sale 1,50,000 minus break-even sale 90,000. So it will be equal to 60,000 rupee of margin of safety. Clear hai? Now, in the second requirement part, they have been asked for second half of the year, assuming that PV ratio and fixed cost remain same. तो हमें सेल वॉल्यूम निकालना है सेकेंड हाफ का. तो इट्स वेरी सिंपल बेटा. सेकेंड हाफ का अगर हमें सेल वॉल्यूम निकालना है तो देखिए हम क्या करेंगे. ये बोल रहा है पीवी रेशियो भी उतना ही रहेगा और फिक्स कॉस्ट भी उतना ही है. तो ध्यान दीजिए बेटा, कुछ भी आपको नया करना है तो हमेशा आप मान के चलिए यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर द मार्जिनल कॉस्ट स्टेटमेंट. It's a wonderful and a magical statement which will provide you each and every missing data that is required to solve the question. So in any case, you have to find out the profit, you have to find out the fixed cost, or any new data you have to find out. Just you have to rely 100% on marginal cost statement. So we will prepare the marginal cost statement for the second half of the year. Sales minus variable cost, it is contribution minus fixed cost is profit. If I want to do in percentage terms, if my sale is 100%, I know my contribution is 50%. So my variable cost in percentage is also 50%. Okay. So in the second half, there is a loss of rupee 10,000. There is not the profit. Fixed cost will remain same. It will be 45,000. So can you please communicate to me what will be the contribution that will be earned in the second half, whether it will be 35,000 rupee or whether it will be 55,000 rupee. चलिए जल्दी से बताइए बेटा मुझे कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन आएगा. Definitely beta, it's not 55,000 rupee, it's 35,000 rupee. That's why you are in loss, because the contribution of rupee 35,000 is not enough to generate to recover the fixed cost of rupee 45,000. We know that contribution in rupee is 35,000, while in percentage it is 50%. So my total sale will be 70,000 for the second half of the year. क्लियर है बेटा? ये पॉइंट बढ़िया पॉइंट था, अपने आप में अच्छा पॉइंट है इस क्वेश्चन का ये वाला. चलिए बड़े आगे मालिक. It's a very simple question, nothing to discuss in the class. दिस इज समथिंग गुड। ये बढ़िया क्वेश्चन है बेटा अपने आप में। चलिए पहले इसी क्वेश्चन को एक बार आप अपने लेवल पे ट्राई कीजिए। यू हैव बीन रिसीव्ड ऑफर फ्रॉम ओवरसी कस्टमर, फॉरेन कस्टमर से आपको एक ऑर्डर मिला है 20,000 यूनिट का। द प्राइस हैज बीन कोटेड बाय द कस्टमर एंड नाउ यू हैव टू चेक whether the offer should be accepted or not, है ना? So I'm giving you again 4 to 5 minutes of time, beta. Read out this question without referring to the institute solution. You have to find out your own answer, your own way of thinking must be developed in this subject so that you can feel comfortable, beta. Last 1 or 2 minutes, beta. Please try to solve this question on your own, and then we will discuss what's the thought process required to solve such type of question. Okay. चलिए बेटा देखिए, right now we are selling our product to our regular customer at rupee 15. This is our regular sale price. Okay, so 7,20,000 is our variable cost. It is clearly given. So 7,20,000 rupee divided by 80,000 will provide you how much variable cost we are incurring for each and every unit. So 7,20,000 divided by 80,000 is equal to rupee 9. Okay. Now, regarding the fixed cost, one thing is very clear that fixed cost will not change in totality due to the change in the volume unless otherwise specified. Fixed cost will remain same. So capacity of the plant is 1 lakh unit. A customer from the USA is desiring to buying 20,000 unit at a net price of rupee 10 per unit. First of all, tell me whether we are having sufficient idle capacity to fulfill this particular customer order. Whether we are having sufficient idle capacity? Yes, sir. We are having a capacity of 1 lakh, while the number of units that is sold in the local market is just 80,000. So the remaining 20,000 unit is our idle capacity. And coincidentally, the amount of idle capacity will be 100% utilized for the export order. There will be no withdrawal of sale from the local customer to fulfill the export order. Definitely, this order should be accepted, beta, because we are receiving rupee 10 while our incremental cost of producing that particular USA order is just rupee 9 per unit. So for every unit that we export out of that idle capacity, we will be able to earn rupee 1. है ना? तो accept करना चाहिए. If the customer is a local one, definitely we will deny that offer because our regular customer will be annoyed because we are selling the same product to them at rupee 15 while a one-time buyer have approached us at rupee 10. So in the local market, it's not possible for price discrimination. Okay. So देखिए क्लियर कट बोला है हम 20,000 का प्रॉफिट कमाएंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि every unit is contributing rupee 1. So it should not be accepted because there should not be a price discrimination in the local market. ठीक है? चलिए. Now this is something very very good question बेटा. ये अपने आप में बहुत बढ़िया क्वेश्चन है. Very good question. मैं इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए बेटा पूरे आपको 5 मिनट्स दूंगा. इट्स अ सुपर्ब क्वेश्चन अवेलेबल इन द स्टडी मटेरियल ऑफ आवर इंस्टीट्यूट. ओके, सो आई एम गिविंग यू टाइम. A superb question of marginal costing. I am giving you 5 minutes of time to solve this question on your own. Come on, my dear student, beta. Now it's a very good question. Still, 2 or 3 minutes are available with you. You have to put your 100% efforts towards solving this question. Please, please. Okay, my dear student, let's start this question. A very beautiful question. It's totally focused on your basic knowledge of variable cost and fixed cost. First of all, first of all, you have to find out the variable cost per unit current year and next year. There are total 4 component of variable cost available in this particular question. And out of that 4 component, 2 component will change in the next year, not due to the increase in volume, but due to the inflation factor. But due to the inflation factor. तो ध्यान दीजिए मेरे बच्चों, अगर मैं करंट ईयर की वेरिएबल कॉस्ट निकालूंगा तो इट विल बी 3.5, डायरेक्ट वेजेस 1.25, variable work overhead will be 3.125, and variable selling overhead will be 0.20. This is our current variable cost. While if we talk about next year variable cost, there will be the change in the material and labor cost. The material cost will increase by 6%, while the labor cost will increase by 8%. So this 3.7 in the next year, it will be 3.7, while 1.25, it will be 1.40 if I'm not wrong. 1.25 multiplied by 1.08. No, it will be 1.35. 1.35. It will remain same 3.125. It will remain same 0.200. This is the first basic calculation you have to do on your own. The next calculation, again, it's a basic calculation that fixed cost will always be utilized in the total. Okay, because variable cost in per unit and fixed cost in total will remain same. So we have to find out the fixed cost. It will be 3.125 plus zero point 0.6 multiplied by 6,000 unit. 3.125 plus zero point 0.6 multiplied by 6,000. So it will be 22,350 in the current year. But in the next year, it will go up by 10% due to the inflation factor. So it will be 24,585. And now very important beta. you have received an order of 20% of the capacity. Your capacity is not 6,000. Your capacity is 10,000 unit, and you have received an order equivalent to 20% of the capacity, means 2,000 unit. So this word is very important. You have to earn an overall profit of 16,730. So how this question will be solved, I will show you beta. First of all, we will find out the variable cost of 8.075. For next year, it will be 8.385. Right now, in the current year, we are having a total fixed cost of 22,350, while in the next year, it will be 24,585. Okay, so just copied it down, beta, or you can take a snapshot of the same. This calculation is very, very important. I'm giving you some time of 1 minute. If you want to correct your answer or copy this, you can copy the same in the next 1 minute. Okay. Now it's very important. The profit amount given in the requirement part is the overall profit. It means you have to earn that profit from 6,000 unit along with 2,000 unit. One very important point has been given in the question that you will not change the sale price. Whatever sale price you have to calculate is only and only relate to the new order of 2,000 unit. It will not relate to 6,000 unit because the sale price of the existing customer will not change. We have to calculate only and only the sale price of the new customer, that is for 2,000 units. Okay. Now overall profit has been given to you 16,730. We already calculated the fixed cost. So through reverse working, I have calculated that the contribution required to recover the fixed cost and to earn an overall profit is 41,315. We have already calculated that for every unit in the next year, we will incur 8.385 towards the variable cost. So a total of 8,000 units will be manufactured. Now the most erroneous point, whatever sale revenue remains, the common mistake committed by the student कि ये पूरा sale revenue वो मान लेते हैं 8,000 यूनिट का है, while there is a line given in the question that there will be no option of increasing the sale price, means the 6,000 unit will continue to be sold and at 14.30 paise also for the next year. So the sale price will remain same for the 6,000 unit. So we know that the sale revenue for 6,000 unit at existing selling price in the next year will earn a sale revenue of 85,800. So I have calculated in the balancing figure that we have to earn a minimum and maximum revenue of 22,595 by selling the 2,000 unit. So mathematically, the sale price, the minimum sale price at which the new order should be accepted is 11.29, or approximately it will be 11.30. Okay, beta. So this is a very good question. I recommend this question to be done in all the revision, even in the last 1 day before examination. A superb question available in the study material. Okay, first of all, we have to calculate the variable cost per unit. Then we have to calculate the fixed cost in the totality. And the most erroneous area that student might think that there will be the change in sale price for the complete 8,000 unit. But that point line is given that there will be no change in the sale price for the first 6,000 unit sold to our regular customer. Okay, my dear friend. So this is all from today's session. In the next session, we will start a very, very important topic, key factor. You know, how the decision will be taken whenever the resources demand is more than the capacity to supply. Okay, चलिए. So we have a lot of question in that particular topic. की factor की situation में हमें कैसे proceed करना है. Okay, any doubt from anyone beta from today's session? Any doubt? You can ask me any doubt beta. Okay, no doubt from anyone. Okay, thank you beta for attending the session. God bless you all. Rehan ji, please end
Yes,
the
sir.
session.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.